So it's the end of October 2021. And in my second month of doing this, I've been doing it pretty much every day for the past couple of months. And at this point, of course, the season has changed. I began this at the beginning, sorry, not the beginning, but the end of summer, and I am in fall right now. And earlier, in the summer, I built up to about 40 minutes, but because of the season change, and of course the temperature dropping, I had to modify my time, because after I get out of this, my body has to still adapt and catch back up and heat itself back up and normalize. And of course, when the temperature is lower, it takes longer for that to happen, and it happens slower, and it's a little bit more miserable. So of course, I had to modify my time in here for the season, at least until I make the adaptations. So as the seasons change, you have to make a system. And what I mean by make a system, like for example, when the temperature is above 50 degrees, which is 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, then I tend to do 30 minutes or more of this. And as the temperature becomes lower, let's say for example 40 degrees, when it gets to like 40 degrees, which is like 5 degrees Celsius, when it starts getting in those ranges, I reduce my time to about 20 minutes. And I modify my time, give or take, kind of like that. And also based on how I feel when I do it. And also there's going to be day-to-day factors that affect how well you handle an ice bath. Like for example, if you go to sleep, if you slept well the night before, you're going to be able to handle these pretty well. And if you don't sleep that well, it's going to be a little bit tougher to handle the ice baths. And if you slept well, you'll probably be able to do a little bit more time. And be carefree, no stress. And staying within your adaptation, of course, that's important. And just because you can do the ice bath doesn't mean it's within your adaptation. The time that you do is not necessarily the time that you are adapted to. And what I mean by that is, for example, myself, my hands and my feet, after a certain day, shut down before the rest of my body shut down. So when they start shutting down, I consider my adaptation to be at its limits. So I focus on a time that allows me to stay in without my hands and feet shutting down. And what I mean by hands and feet shutting down, here's an example. This is my hand, and while I'm in here, if I notice that I can't clench my hands easily or clench my feet easily, it lets me know that my body is shutting down. It's surpassing my adaptation. I'm going past my adaptation. So that's a little thing you can do to test yourself. And the hands and the feet, they adapt. It takes longer for them to adapt because they have the most nerve endings. And if you really want to get those caught up with everything else, you may have to do them alone by themselves sometimes, or give them extra practice. But you don't want to go past your adaptation. You want to stay within your adaptation so that you can improve. It's kind of like any type of physical fitness, you want to stay within a certain range, and stay within that range until you master that range, and then venture out beyond that range once you have a pretty good handle on it. This is kind of the same way, and you don't want to go past. If you go past that range, you play in a danger zone. It'll affect the entire quality of the whole workout. By going past the time that you're adapted to, it can affect the whole integrity of your entire workout. So be careful with the time. And as for supplementation, I avoid supplementation. I try to keep it as natural as possible, and just try to get most of my vitamins and things like this from my diet and from the energy in my environment. But a couple of vitamins that I've found that help out with this a whole lot, and they're really common vitamins, nothing extraordinary, are B complex vitamins and magnesium. Now, the magnesium, magnesium is a really important vitamin that a lot of us need, that we don't get enough of in our diets. And it's pretty important diet to supplement for some people. You pretty much get magnesium in your green vegetables, so it's really important there. And magnesium, it plays a critical role in the energy making processes, and like your mitochondria and your body working in concert to make energy. Magnesium plays a pretty critical role in that, and it also helps with your sleep as well. This by itself will help with your sleep, but magnesium will help that. So I've been doing magnesium for the past week, and I noticed a pretty noticeable, significant difference in using the magnesium. So far so good with that. The other vitamin that I'm using for the past week is B complex vitamin. In the past video, I told you about the detoxification effects of doing this, and for that reason, you can kind of feel not too good, because it's releasing chemicals and chemicals, toxins from your fat, because this burns a lot of fat, and it releases the majority of your toxins in your body are stored in your fat. So you need the B vitamins to take those out of the body and flush them out of the body. It really helps with that process. So a good B complex vitamin can aid that process, aid the detoxification process, and also aid the energy conversion process if you're making heat with this, and getting your body to make the moves that you're trying to make it make. So those are my tips for icing today, and everything's good. So far so good, and we're gonna keep this going and see where it takes us. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.